Hi Leo, this is your homework family reading for all Leo signs, July 16th through the 31st. I always hit the bell, it just makes sure I've got more energies cleared out. Plus when the bell rings, it's like I feel the hidden negative vibrations and I know where to go, or I don't know how else to put it. It helps me know where there's something that's off. Okay, with that being said, Leo. You are all about your masculine energy right now, whether you realize it or not. You are all about your masculine energy. I feel very much go, go, go. Get my ducks in a row, and I'm kicking ass, and I'm taking I'm taking names. Or you are having tension because that's where you want to be and how you feel you need to be, but you can't seem to be there. You can't seem to get there, and that would be what I'm being given by Spirit. If you're having that overwhelmedness, that burdenness, some bitterness and blame within that and overwhelmed burdens, this is because the way Spirit explains it is when you can't make a decision and you're not sure which direction to go, especially when it's being something that's taking place in the physical world and the material world, and it's decisions and actions that need to be made. When you go too long without making the decision because you're not sure what decision to make, you are actually making a decision, like it or not. And because you're making the decision of not making a decision and not moving, would be what is making you feel the overwhelmed and the burdens. You need to slow down, take time, be willing to receive help. Notice you cannot always push your way through everything. Sometimes there is a pace that needs to be taken, and what you're trying to do is not always the right pace. But I feel like you very much are revved up, ready to go in your masculine energy. Passion, action, aggression. Let's do this is what I really feel from most of what I'm picking up from everybody. But there is some frustration here. But most importantly, I'm being told by Spirit, you do need to slow down. You need to slow down for some purification for self. And this has to do with health. Maybe not necessarily like bad health at the moment, but I feel like this is a warning in advance. You know, if you're pushing so hard in your go, 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 eventually you're going to run out of steam. And the only way those people who, run those marathons last is because they have water with them. They have backup ideas. They aren't burning it out at top speed the whole way. They're saving some in their reserves, so that when it gets to that last mile, they can kick it up into high gear and get it done. They're holding some of that energy in reserve, and you need to be holding some of that in reserve, is what I'm being told right now, because otherwise you're going to push too hard. You're going to try to go too much. You're going to burn yourself out, and it's actually going to cost you problems within the solar plexus. It'll make you start believing you can't do it, and that'll be because at that point you can't, because you didn't save energy in those reserves. You have to save, that time, so when it is time to kick it into high gear, you have that extra high gear to kick it into. So they're saying this is not the high gear time. Keep going, keep plowing through, or figure out what you're trying to figure out so that you can get on that, that bike and start rolling with it, so to speak. But don't so totally overdo it that you didn't save any reserved energy, because you're going to need it. And I think that has to do with next month in general. You don't want to burn yourself out or your solar plexus, and then it takes from your power. What is it? It'll take from your power, from your strive, from your belief in yourself, your self-esteem, and your energy in general, and it'll start to take your free expression and your free will to believe in that free expression, to have the I can, to believe in that I can. I am energy. And you don't want to lower your solar plexus because you burned it out, because you didn't give yourself the time, is what I'm being told. So monitor yourself, basically, is what I'm really being given. A lot of this energy, though, right now, I believe, is in that 6th and 7th house. Okay, well, you have all of your eclipses and the new moon that's coming in at the end of the month. On the 16th, you have the lunar eclipse. This is taking place in the 6th house, not 6th and 7th. We'll just stick with the 6th house right now. The 6th house is your everyday, daily, mundane tasks. It's your ability to work. It's your ability to strive to do, to be of service to others. It's your health. It's your diet. It's your physical sickness. It's your hygiene, how you take care of yourself. It's your daily tasks. From the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed. All of those little daily routines. What is going on in these daily routines? Because this has to do with how you heal yourself and how you will find ways to build those reserves so that you can continue to move on. Certain parts of your daily tasks, you may be pushing too hard. You may be not giving yourself the proper care, the proper rest, the proper diet, proper health care. You may not be loving you right. If you're not loving you right, how the hell do you expect to teach anybody else to love you right? And it needs to start with those daily mundane tasks. This is where the lunar eclipse is taking place for you and setting a new foundation for you that, even in the mundane, is healthy, supports you. Of your daily tasks, your daily situations. What is it you take for granted that you do every day that probably isn't necessarily serving you anymore? And the reason I'm saying it that way is because the South Node is here. So there's something about the South Node being here in these daily routines. Something about these routines that you're needing to change, set boundaries on. Take better, healthy care of yourself versus what the world is pushing you around to do, so that you can actually get more right with self and be able to create that authentic self better, because within those mundane tasks, you're taking the time for you. So this is about, in a form, giving you a direction in how to resurrect the true you. But this energy is in opposition of your universal 12th house. That's where your first eclipse was. The solar eclipse in Cancer was in the 12th house. And you're going to have a new moon on the 31st that's beginning in that 12th house, and then we'll move into that universal first house, because that new moon is technically in a void, of course, from Cancer to Leo on the 31st. Plus you have Mercury, which will go direct that day in Cancer of your universal 12th house, speaking to you of your subconscious, your karmic debts, your hidden self, your self-deception, your secrets, your grief, your sorrow. It's the skeletons in the closet. It's what you prefer to keep dormant. It's what you would prefer to forget ever happened and acknowledge. It's where you want to lock all your secrets up and keep them in the closet. But this is the stuff that keeps coming out, and they're saying this is because you have to be responsible to yourself about these things to create the healing that you need to. And this energy with Mercury moving in to that universal 12th house. Right now you have Mercury in retrograde trampling over top of Mars in Leo, which is your universal first house, your self-awareness, your physical body, your appearance, your view of self, your identity, what your image is, and are you setting it correctly? But it's about to leave that universal first house on the 19th and jump back into that 12th house, making you deal with some deep stuff. Have that communication of those skeletons in the closet with yourself again, so that you're having to heal it. However, like I said, it comes out of retrograde on the last day of the month. But that's also the new moon, so that's giving you plenty of time for it to tell you what you need to clean up, what you need to heal, what you're responsible for of healing of yourself, and will you choose to take it and be responsible for it or not? Will you choose to make that become a transformation of healing energy, or will you keep it dormant and not change the cycle by the end of the month? It's basically a free will option, but with it being in the 12th house, it's not going to be easy. So I feel like you're going full circle. You started in the 12th house and that self-awareness, a little bit of the 12th house, a little bit of the first house. You've kind of moved all the way through. Now you're at, how a piece of understanding what will help you get yourself right within that as those daily mundane tasks. What about them aren't serving you? What about it is serving everybody else? And because you're busy serving everybody else, it's taken away from you being able to serve you and keep you healthy. And this is about keeping you healthy, keeping your heart chakra safe, keeping your mental and your heart working together so it's not a mental blockage, keeping your sacral chakra of being able to believe in yourself, how you feel about yourself, and then your solar plexus of I am. All of this has to do with this mundane task and giving yourself on your daily physical routines of your life. Where do they need to shift so that they support you becoming the you need and want and desire to create you to be? And it's not even creating you to be. It's just rising her or him from the ashes, from hidden within inside, because this is all coming out of that universal 12th house, which is definitely some deep-seated healing. Now, with that being said, you have Sirius is already starting to speak to these energies, which happen to be in your universal 12th house. Sirius is Jupiter and Mars energy combined, higher knowledge with extra passion, action, aggression. So if you're feeling overwhelmed and you haven't made decisions, it's because of that universal 12th house that's fighting you of deciding what the higher purpose is, how to get there, and what will it take to make the healing happen, and are you willing to sacrifice what has to be sacrificed to make that happen? That's Jupiter and Mars. Passion, action, aggression with higher knowledge, higher abundance, and magnification coming in out of that universal 12th house with Sirius star is going to be illuminating that 12th house straight on up through next month. I'm telling you now. It's considered I consider it like Thor's hammer. The hammer of God. It's God's consciousness. It's also considered reflection. It's the divine reflection, and it's your own divine enlightened teacher coming out of your universal 12th house. So you're rising from your ashes. You're becoming the phoenix if you're doing your work. And that's a beautiful thing. But the overwhelmed frustration is where you're not taking actions in the material world, because all of this is about making the proper actions be taken in the material world. With that being said, you have the Sun and Venus moving out of Cancer, going into Leo on the 22nd and the 27th. So here, as we come to the end of the month, you're starting to be reborn with that illumination of the Sun entering Leo, but you're also got that extra sensitivity coming in to help illuminate your truth by seeing where you feel good about it and where you don't. As well as how will you set that image for others to see. So you're getting a new self-awareness that's coming directly out of healing from that 12th house. That's what this has all been for you. But Sagittarius has Ceres, not Sirius, Ceres, which is on the same day as the lunar eclipse, is coming out of retrograde in Sagittarius, where Jupiter happens to be also in retrograde. So Jupiter and Ceres are starting to come together. Ceres is too close to home. She's mothering, she's hardworking, she's parenting, but she's the threefold theory. She speaks to you of where you are getting the flow of the universal energy, right or wrong. And if it's wrong, she's speaking to you of grief, problems that deal with grief, eating disorders, low self-esteem, custody, child care. This may also be going back to child neglect, whether it's now or possibly child neglect as you was a child. This is how do you nurture? How do you nurture? How are you supposed to nurture properly so that the karma is healthy? Well, if it wasn't done in a healthy way, where was the nurturing missed? Child neglect. You see what I'm saying? Eating disorders, low self-esteem, grief. If it's not been in a good, healthy spot for you, that is what's going to be the abundance is going to be being brought in, because this is karma and threefold. Coming closer to Jupiter for you directly. That's the universal 5th house. So this takes you right back, just in a slightly different way, to that universal 6th house. Yeah, this has gone from everyday routines, from your health, your diet, your hygiene, your physical well-being, and those daily routines, but then it's crossing over a little bit deeper, and it's getting into, well, how are you nurturing your pleasure? How are you nurturing what makes you happy? How are you nurturing what you enjoy in life? Sex, food, creativity, your children. All of this is the creative 5th house. And for you, that's Sagittarius. So you are is your thirst for your creativity, your thirst for your passion, your thirst for enjoyment in life being quenched. And if it's not, why? What is it about those routines in the outer community that you've allowed to shift those routines that somehow quenching your own thirst and finding enjoyment in life is not being served? Because if it's not being served, ultimately, that solar plexus of I am will become I'm not. Because if you can't enjoy life, you will start to lose how you feel about things. And I feel like for a long time, Leos, we've been pushing really hard to do the right thing, but it's one of those things where we've been so hard trying to hold your head above water, that you've been doing things. I just said it in the video I did last night. We do some of the worst things with the right intentions, but in the long run, they were still the worst things. If you don't love you right enough to understand that it is important for you to enjoy life, it is important for you to understand you deserve to enjoy life, to have that creativity, to connect with that inner child, to have that little bit of break away from everybody else, and have some fucking me time. If you're so busy taking care of everything else that you keep putting yourself last, me starts to disappear. And then you can't grow to be all that you were meant to be. Because you've lost you. And this, I feel like right now, a lot of this has to do with the awareness of getting right with self. But they're directing you into specific areas of how to get right with self. If you don't give yourself proper understanding that what quenches your thirst of pleasure will keep you driven, eventually the drive will run out. And at the same time, you have to keep your mundane daily tasks in a way with new rules, walls, boundaries, shifting them so that you are able to have that. Who is talking? Who is talking? Leo, Leo, Leo. Was it you? It's love. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What do I need to know? Well, what do we all need to know for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the second half of July? Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Like I said, I feel like it's very much a positive thing, and things are going, for the most part, I feel like they're going well. And you're very much, like I said, just taking action, kicking ass, taking names. I feel like you're very much moving in a positive way. But I am being told there's a big warning flag there. There's a big warning flag there to make sure that you pace yourself, because you don't want to be burned out. And if you burn out, then you're going to lose. You're going to fall behind, and you'll have to double time to catch back up, and then you'll be even more exhausted, which will make you start taking away from what you really truly desire. So I feel like it's very good, but there's a warning. Balance that. The Lovers is the first thing out. This is, the Lovers, obviously, depending on who you are, and maybe speaking of a new relationship in your life. Lovers is coming up a lot. Lovers sometimes also speaks to you about coming back to yourself. So it could be a new relationship. This could be a new level of coming back to yourself. But when we connect this in the Thoth deck, this is also returning light to the very crown. This is also the woman of valor. This is the sword and the light of the crown itself. This is the energy that rectifies the situation. It is the higher scepter of higher self. So this is like I said, it's your crown, bringing your crown back, bringing your self back, bringing your true self back. This is who is good. This is bringing your oneness back and loving yourself. But it could be a relationship and somebody brand new, and definitely showing you that they're a good person to have in your life with good vibrational energy. Could be going either way. It's also a Gemini sign. It is the Zion in Hebrew. Then we are being given the Priestess. So for me, this is actually a very good thing. The Priestess, for me, I technically see as above the Magician. Because the Magician is still an apprentice, still learning how to understand all of what the Magician is quite qualified and capable of doing. But the Priestess, She's already become one with the universe, one with all of the energies, one with everything. She is magic. Where the magician is becoming magic, understanding it and manifesting it, she is magic itself. So, by bringing yourself together, if this is not a new relationship, by bringing yourself back to yourself, you're helping the true higher self, the true priestess within, to illuminate. Because, like I said, she is magical. She is magic itself. She's the oracle itself. She is connected to all things and is quite aware and knows what she needs and is in touch with her intuition and her feelings. She also knows when to sacrifice, when to sacrifice and what commitments to go after and what not to. And if you're fighting yourself, this is because you haven't fully come into that high priestess energy. But like I said, I feel like this energy is coming back to yourself. If you come back to your true self, your true needs, your true desires, then you're going to find your inner priestess will rise. Sorry. And this one too. Next one is Ace of Wands. Coming into your fire. Coming into your fire. Coming into your inspiration. This is the breakthrough. This is motivation. This is the inspiration and inspired energy. This is a potential for a new opportunity. This could also be a brand new start over. This is your inner fire reigniting. And then you are given Four of Cups. Four of Cups speaks to us in this deck of restless blessings. You didn't get here easily. It's blessings, but you've pretty much had to pull your ass through this. And they're saying, remember what you have. Remember what you have. Appreciate what you have, because it's going to help you push yourself over that that fence and into the other side. This is saying, don't give up now. You've got Four Cups. The other one is the secret blessing. It's there. Realize what you do have. Appreciate what you do have. Don't get bored with the situation. Keep going. But realize at the same time, like I said, at the same time, this is coming into the priestess. Allow your intuition to tell you how great this really is, instead of talk yourself out of it and think that it's only a temporary situation. This is a temporary situation because you're moving forward into an even better situation. But if you're taking advantage of it, then you'll miss it. Do not don't talk yourself into failure. Don't believe in failure, because they're telling you specifically on some of those negative aspects of your life. Right now, it's about breaking the limited mindset. You can do anything. The high priestess is being given to you. You are the high priestess in this situation here, is what I feel like. I mean, it could be, I believe, what is it, a Gemini? No, it could be a Cancer sign, but this is also your universal 12th house. Duh. This is where healing takes place. This is you. The priestess is. So as long as you're working through that 12th house, you're coming out of your denials, you're moving forward. This is telling you, get past your fear, because that's just a factor that will bring more failure and leave you with no results. This is breaking the limited mindset. Then you are being given the Princess of Wands, and she is speaking to you of learning the hard way. It's the spiritual breakthrough. It's overcoming your past fears, your past patterns. That's the universal 12th house again. Setting oneself free. This is confident and daring and freeing of themselves. This is, shedding that skin. This is also I know it's a tiger, but I keep seeing it as a cheetah, which for me, cheetah also speaks to us of changing our life, changing our DNA, changing our vibration. And I'm being told as you come to that new level of changing your vibration, because you've been healing that universal 12th house and it's coming into your awareness, you're going to be moving forward into the celebration. Three of Cups. Three of Cups, which is rebirthing. It's Cancer, it's Scorpio and Pisces. But it's mainly Cancer, I believe. But this is, you do need to be aware of what the limitations are, what the facts need to be. You need to understand that, because the celebration can't last forever, because we do always have work to do. So this is coming into a new place, a new celebration, a new abundance, and more people in your life. So this is communication and abundance. Is a rebirthing for you. So it's definitely looks like it's all very much positive energies that are moving you forward. And it even seems like they're telling you about your challenges right off the bat. But let's ask this deck. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Leo. They're saying right off the bat what your biggest challenge is: believing in yourself. Having the courage to believe in the authority of yourself, to believe in yourself. Is there anything here? No, that's like a bunch of cards. Is there anything here? Okay, if that happens again, I'm giving them up, because I'm not feeling much out of this deck. Is there anything here for Leo? Nope. Ace of Pentacles. As I put it down, I felt it. It just took its time showing up. Ace of Pentacles. You are setting a brand new direction. You are setting something brand new into your physical and material world. Take your time. Set it right. Take your time. Set it right, because it's something that's going to definitely be sticking with you. And you want to make sure that you're setting exactly what you desire, so you don't accidentally trip up and start a cycle all over again. Like I said, I feel it's very good energy for you. Pentacles is also money, so you could be getting, new money. But whatever it is definitely coming in the material and physical world. And you're setting something brand new there. But it could be setting something that brings new money. It could be a new job, something along that line, possible. Avoid hateful thoughts, as they are just as hurtful as physically striking someone. Anything else that Leo needs? Take 5 or more minutes to concentrate on your divine feeling or your higher thoughts. Doing your best to block out all others and distractions. This is coming back to yourself again. Take time for yourself. Figure out exactly what you want to set. Listen to yourself. Trust yourself. Connect with what that creativity really is, what will bring you that pleasure, so that you are setting and moving into the direction you were always meant to be. More or less, take the time for you. See yourself as you would see a friend. Be objective about it. Be honest with yourself about what you need and what you're not getting. Because it's the only way you will start getting it. I love you, and I will see you next month. Bye.